Hey guys, good morning. Today is the 15th of September. 19th of September. It's about 11 o'clock. I thought I'll just do a quick video today because I'm actually going to be flying out. The NASDAQ seems to have recovered pretty nicely today from a low of close to 200 points. It's now down only about 30 points, about 0.22%. The Dow is down about 150 points for 0.4%. And then the S&P 500 is down about 0.3% at about negative 13 points. Today, I've been looking at a stock for the last few months called Elf Beauty. After earnings, it's done very, very well. I thought I'll do a quick five-step analysis. Let's start always with the fundamentals and financials. The company's revenue, first, let's go annual over the last few years. It started off pretty well, and then now seems to have done, as we've gone through before, a pretty good revenue mix in terms of going up 46%. That's probably the reason why. In the last couple of quarters, gone up about 70%. We've gone through the stock before, but I wanted to show the change in the analysis. The first step is, at a very high level, try and understand what the overall sentiment of the stock is. It seems to be on a major uptrend, but this red candle in the last month seems to be a little bit of a challenge. So I'm going to find out more as to what the change is. So step number one, we'll try and draw a very high level view of where might be the support and the resistance. Resistance obviously is at the top. 139 seems to be the resistance. Support, there are multiple supports. Obviously, the worst possible situation is to go down to 23. I don't think it's going to go down there. Let's now look at the monthly, from the monthly chart, we go to the weekly chart. Okay, so this was a very nice channel that was forming. It's done a couple of moves up. It is now down on the weekly, down to the 20 moving average. This is the weekly, mind you. This is the 50 moving average, the 100 and the 200 week moving average, because we are on the weekly chart. So it seems to have hit a resistance and then moved down. So if you draw a channel like we did before from the lowest point where it started going up, it seems to have broken the channel. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people are looking at it. After a consistent set of months where it has gone up very, very well, maintained the channel, it suddenly has broken the channel. So the question always arises why that has been the case. Obviously, now the support is the question. There are multiple supports. The first support that I think would be interesting to view is just 107 range. And if it breaks that support, the next one would be somewhere in this 90 range, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Let's look at the daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see that it hit a bunch of resistances and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of consistent selling. Now on the daily chart, it's hit the 100-day moving average. And if you look at the previous times, it has hit the 100-day moving average. It's done pretty well. It's bounced off of the 100-day moving average before it hit the 100-day moving average. This was when that's close to the 100-day moving average. It's never actually done this, where it's moved down to the 100-day moving average. And if you look at the RSI, it's way down below, indicating it's getting to the oversold zone in the 30. But still, the stock is pretty richly valued. So I'm going to keep watching to see where the resistance seems to be. The first step of support seems to be in where it bounced off of a couple of different times. And this seems to be the area. So a little bit below that, somewhere in the 107 range. So I'll watch for it to turn back again, because whenever it's hit the 100-day moving average, it's done fairly well on a daily basis. The last time it actually hit the 100-day moving average was way back when. So this was back in 2022 June. This is unusual for the stock to actually go down to the 100-day moving average. It's done the 50-day moving average, and it's as close as possible to the 100-day moving average. But this is when it's actually touched the 100-day moving average and gone a little bit below. The 100-day moving average is 113. It's now at 112.34. So two things can be gained from this. Either it's going to go a little bit more lower from here and find its footing, or it might actually bounce off of here. So we look at the overall in terms of the daily chart year to date. You can see that it's tried a couple of different times to actually go up. No specific pattern that you can actually see that is interesting, besides the fact that this might be interesting. Just on a much shorter time frame, it seems to have formed kind of a move down, inverse circle. So let's draw that. So that's not the usual bottom, but there's usually moving downward. So I'm hoping for a bounce off of the 112. If not, the next support seems to be definitely in the gap area where it went to, where it'll enter the gap somewhere in the 90s zone. So first step 107, next step 99. I suspect more than anything else is going to bounce off of this zone. 50% of the chances are. So you've got to have to wait. I don't think it's going more than that. So since I'm only 50-50 on this, I'm not going to take a trade on this. I'm going to wait. And if it bounces off of one of these two levels, 107 level or the 99 level, I'll watch it more closely to get in from down uptrend. But this is definitely a confirmed downtrend within what has broken a channel. So this is not a good sign overall. I'm going to keep watching. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope I talk to you guys soon.